Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? We back again with another In the Car Chronicles. And y'all already know what I need y'all to do, man. I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe this one. Y'all turn this video up for me, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But we're gonna call this story here today, man. How much time you had didn't matter. Crazy situation, man. We are on Greensville for this story right here, man. And I can remember being in the go home pod, y'all. This is when I was in the go home pod. I'm talking about, I got like 14 months. I'm super short. And this is around the time when I first got there, man. I'm talking about in the beginning status. Like, you know, I'm green, trying to get to, I'm coming there to a new place, man, where I didn't want to leave Lawrenceville, but they still got me off Lawrenceville, man. But nevertheless, I have to adapt to what's going on because the main goal is walking out those gates. You know what I mean? Like, I already knew I was about to go home when I was on Lawrenceville. I just thought they never was going to transfer me, man, but they ended up transferring me. So cool, I got to deal with it, man. So they sent me back to real prison because that's definitely what Greensville was, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all already know when I tell y'all my stories about Lawrenceville and how sweet it was, and y'all know it was Maniacville on Sussex too, but like Lawrenceville a little bit more, you know what I mean? I did 7 on Lawrenceville, so like I was used to that. So when they sent me back to another level 3, which is the go home joint, but it's still a level 3, you would think it'll kind of be up to par like Lawrenceville, but it wasn't. It was back to real prison, man. It was back to the maniac COs. It was back to the massive, every member you can think of. I'm talking about under the sun. Every member, everybody had a squad. Everybody had a squad on that joint. That joint was crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. But I had to deal with it. You know what I mean? So fast forwarding a little bit, once I got into the pod I was in, man, I was able to stay in that pod. This was the pod right next door to the intake pod where I came at from the beginning. When you first come to Greensville, they put you in the intake pod, and the intake pod is in a building of four pods. So the pod on the left, that was a regular pod, but it was a go home pod slash I think they was helping the old heads out pod slash honor pod, however you want to put it. It was like a pod that they just did whatever they wanted to do over there, but it was dudes who was going home on that pod, definitely. So once I got put in the game, my homeboy from Lawrenceville was over there. I think I said this in the story. He ended up getting me over there once I got into it with my roommate. So now I'm in that block. So now I'm in bed mode. As soon as I got in there, I was in a cell with a dude who was about to go home. So like I'm trying to just get the bottom bunk and just start doing this time if I can go ahead and get it out of there, if I can go ahead and get to the streets. So I already knew what I was going to do, man. I knew that this wasn't going to be like a crazy, like, you know what I mean? I knew this wasn't going to be like a spot that I would get used to or I would like. I hated it on the low. Like everything about it, I hated it, man. From like the clothes to the visiting room to the COs to the dudes that was up there, man. It was nothing like Lawrenceville, no comparison. So I'm just trying to like just deal with the joint, y'all. So the first crazy thing that I witnessed as I was in the block was that they had the old heads. Now it was definitely dudes going home. So that's how I got put in the block, because my homeboy from Lawrenceville, when he did go talk up for me, he told the lady like, look, I go home 2017, so that was next year, you know what I mean? Like the year was about to change anyway, so I was about to go into a brand new year, what I got to do, and I was going home the beginning of the 17. So everybody that was in there, like I would say majority of the people that was in there was about to go home. I would say at least it was over 60% of the people that was going home, but the other 40% of the people are people that do programs. Like when I say do programs, they created a program where they trying to help people get out of prison, you know what I mean? Like, and the people that they had doing these jobs were older guys, you know what I mean? A lot of older gentlemen. It wasn't never like a young dude that I saw. Everybody that I saw doing this was kind of like a dude that been down a minute, and you know, they trying to make parole. It was like, I got it once. At first I didn't get it, but once they broke it down to me, it's, oh, all right, so it's helping they parole. That's where I got it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I didn't really care, y'all. Why? Because I'm going to the crib, so it didn't even really matter to me. But I thought it was weird on the low, because when I first had to participate in a program, you know, I'm about to go to the crib, so like they forcing you, if you wanted to do, the people that's going to the crib, you are forced to do a program, you know what I mean? Like they had all type of sorts of programs, and you will be assigned to a different program of a different guy that was in there. So as I got time to kind of get to know kind of like everybody that was in there slightly, like I could see what was going on, but not from the aspect of like what the old heads was kind of doing with the programs. Now, I appreciated that they gave them a shot, man, because I'm pretty sure like them helping somebody, like, you know what I mean, whatever help they can tell you, or whatever they from their experience or whatever, man, like however they can help you, like you know, like I guess that's going to help them when they get out, because they're going to be able to have to transition too if they make parole from doing these programs. So like I got it, and I understood it, you know what I mean? But like I say, it's still kind of a little weird, man, because you would see these dudes outside the program, like, you know, during the daytime, like you would see how these guys is, like they about business, ain't nobody trying to fumble. And you know, I respect how you got to move in penitentiary when it's time to move, right? Because I have done it, so I understand. But I'm just looking at the guys, like the older dudes that they got it, like, and then this one particular dude, I'm just looking at the older dudes, how they got it, man. And like, you know, like during the daytime they strictly business, but when they get late night, so when they get late night, they wouldn't be too crazy, but you will see them kind of get back in penitentiary mode. So I saw the difference. So when I go to the class, I'm in the class with somebody, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna say his name, but he was doing the class. He was an old head, and like the whole time I'm in there, like the whole time I'm in there, like his whole thing was to like, I think to get the class, I figured him out slightly. I probably thought I did. Y'all know I am. But his whole thing was to kind of get the class to participate. And if the class participate and we reading the stuff and then we answering the questions or whatever the case, or whatever he asking us, or whatever he got written on the board or whatever, like that made the time go by fast. And he really didn't have to teach. So I saw all they con. I ain't joking. I saw all of they con. I'm at the door, y'all. Promise y'all, man. I got a year left. So I ain't tripping, and I ain't stepping on nobody's toes, and I ain't like, yo, y'all well in here. Like, I ain't coming like that. But from sitting back from my bird's eye view, when y'all already know how much I be on point, man, I'm just sitting back, and I'm just in the classroom like, I'm just in the classroom like, you're not fooling me. You're still a shake, rally, and roller. So boom. That's how I'm feeling, man, because I ain't even gonna lie. When I first came in the part, I scanned a lot of people, and I felt like I didn't have to scan nobody, man. Like my scanner still scanned, even though I didn't want to scan nobody, man. So like the people that I scanned, it was like a lot of the older heads, but that was in the beginning before I found out what their job description was, man. So everybody in their job was comfortable at the end of the day. That's how I'm just trying to paint the picture for y'all can see how this block was, man. Now, amongst the guys, the old heads that got these classes, they had people that they will actually vouch for, that they will get over there with them. Like maybe somebody might get out the hole, or maybe this guy been wilding out, so let me get my homeboy over here, or let me get my cousin over here, or let me get this dude over here, or let me get this guy over here because I'm really a shake, rattler, and roller. Like you will see stuff every now and then. I started noticing that the people that were in the block, like me, I was about to go home. Yeah, somebody had vouched for me to get me in there, but I still had a year left. I still was going to the crib. Now, I was cool with a dude named Jersey, and I talked about him before. Jersey had 20 some years, and he was in there with us, you know what I mean? But he wasn't the only one. It was like I say, everybody had somebody that their job was rocking with. They let come in the joint, and he had time. Now, you was up under them, and I know that sound crazy, like you up under them, but like if you only got one shot. If you mess up big enough, and it ain't got to be like you messing up to go to the bean. But if you mess up big enough, man, they going to either move you. They going to move you right out the block, because they treat it like an honor block. And that's what was weird, you know what I mean? So I'm like, this junk crazy, man. So I seen how that was going down. I saw how that was going down, man. So I was like, all right, this block a little different. This block a little different. So I can remember being in the block one day, though, y'all, like, we back there, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, you can work out in a pod. That joint, I'm talking about, they was like the only pod that had like a pull-up bar under the steps. I don't know how I got there. I don't know why they made it, but I promise y'all, like under the steps, if anybody been to Greensville, it was like a little pause, like, you know what I mean? Like it was a pull-up bar. And we used to be doing the pull-ups on that jump, man. So I can remember doing pull-ups. We back there working out, everybody banging. Dudes going to the crib, so everybody banging out, basically. You'll see a lot of dudes working out in the pod. So I can remember being in the pod working out. This is right before lunch. And the slider opened up. So I just look, because I got my headphones on. I'm listening to the player, but I'm looking, I'm like, and I just seen them bring this, like, this old head, like a tall old head dude, man. Like he was kind of like, he could tell he probably worked out in his past. You know what I mean? But like he was bald headed. He had a lot of tattoos that looked like they were bootleg. Like you could just see him coming in. He looked like a real convict. He was kind of tall. He like 6'2", kind of tall, kind of little weight to him dude. You know, dark skin, brown skin dude. He come in. He coming in the pond. I'm looking like, who is this they bringing in? So as I'm looking, I can tell, I'm like, yo, I want a dude going to the crib. You know what I mean? Because you can't really tell these days if somebody's going to the crib unless you find out. You know what I mean? Because I told y'all they was carrying that part. So dude that seen him coming in, that was working out with me, was like, oh, he was like, man, that's Jimmy right there. We gonna call him Jimmy. He was like, yo, that's Jimmy right there. He was like, man, look, because I got, now that I done been in there a little second now, I got the people that at least rock with me, I got all them saying Maniacs. Best word, I got all them on, they all on Maniacs. I got them on that joint. It's like I turned everybody out on Lawrenceville with Maniacs, to the saying Maniac. It's like I did it out here on the street. But I got them saying Maniacs. So the dude like, yo, that's Jimmy, man. He was like, man, yo, hey, look, hey, Weezy, hey, look, what you say? He a maniac. He's a maniac. I'm like, he a maniac? What he doing in here then? He was like, I don't know. He was like, I was in the such and such building. I forgot the numbers of the buildings on Greensville. Don't get me to lie, but it was the building beside us, which was Maniacville. You know what I mean? He was like, I was over there with him. He was like, he ain't about to go home. He ain't about to go to the crib. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So as I look, he just look a little kind of crazy though. I ain't gonna lie though. Bald head, just beady eyes, a little size to him, and like he just was. He gave me like he made my skin crawl a little bit. Pause. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like I'm on the pull-up bar. I'm just like, I'll get another look at him. Like I jump down. I'm like he just kind of like made me look cringe a little bit. I'm like, and I'm telling y'all, like from afar, I won't even own that no more. I didn't care. I did not care. I promise y'all I did not care, man. Y'all be thinking I'm joking, man, but I promise y'all I didn't care. But it's like the more I try to focus on the music in my ears, it was like my mind just was kept going like this. And next thing you know, I was like, that joint went through people and everything. I was like, psycho. I'm like, I was like, yo, bro, right? I was like, yo, he get down with the peoples, bro. He be like, man, everything. He was like, everything, bro. Yo, psycho, bro. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, man. So got a crazy scan from him. I'm like, man, bro, crazy. So he come in. They put this man in a second cell. So beside that cell was the dude from Lawrenceville that I used to rock with. You know what I mean? He was in the third cell on the bottom tier. I can't remember how they numbers go on the cells either. But he was on the third. He was in the. I know about the dude from Lawrenceville was on the third cell. They put him in the cell beside my homeboy. So he went in the joint. As soon as he go in the joint, I promise y'all, it was this little young dude, man, like kind of like young boy, man. Young boy seen him. Man, young boy, he didn't even know that dude was coming in his cell. He was ducked off somewhere, man. The young boy came out from wherever he was at, man. And the young boy seen that, man. Man, the young boy went to the sergeant and said, hey, look, come on, I'll move. Oh, I'll go to the hole. I'm not going to cell with him. Nah, I'm not going to cell with Jimmy. Nah. Now, the young boy was another dude that was on the compound, you know what I mean? That guy, I think, knew the old head. So the sergeant seen it. Sergeant said, he started laughing. He was like, come on, man. I'm gonna move you upstairs, man. He's like, soon as some room down here, I'll move you back down here, but I need this space right here, right now, man. You do that for me. I got you. I'll look out for you. You do that for me. Young boy was like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, so the young boy packed his stuff with no hesitation, y'all, and got out of Dodge game, y'all, so boom. That junk was crazy, man. I was like, wow. I was like, bro ain't had no time, bro, on with no BS, man. Bro got up out of there, so, you know, I'm pinning all this stuff, and I'm like, that junk crazy. I'm like, dude must be a lunatic, man. They were like, look, I'm telling you, I don't know why he in here. So it was only one person that can give us a great answer of why he was in there. And you know, around this time, this is kind of like in the beginning a little bit, I'm just getting cool with Doc. Now, Doc be in my stories when I'm on Greensville. Like when I was rocking with Doc was alright. I ain't gonna lie. Like people be talking crazy in the comments that know him or whatever the case, but Doc was alright. You know what I mean? Doc was on the same type of time that those old heads was on, but Doc really trying to get out. Doc trying to get parole. You know what I mean? Doc trying to get out of penitentiary. You know what I mean? So Doc, he kind of like was super locked in out of all them old heads. Doc was like the one that the administrator rocked with. And again, I got less time, man. I don't care. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking at it like, man, I'm about to be a convict and not be around Doc. No, I got in the phone line with Doc and everything because I saw what power was in the block. And I'm like, if push come to shove, I'm going to be with him. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be smart, man. I'm sorry, man. That's what prison is about, surviving. So whatever the case with him, he won't like that when I was around him. You know what I mean? So it was only Doc that can really answer that question for us, man. So like it was only Doc that can really answer that question for me, man. So I'm like, man, I gotta see what's going on. So I seen Doc a little bit later on when we was in the phone line, and I pull up on him when Doc was about to get the phone. I was holding it for him. He came to the phone, and I made sure nobody wasn't listening. I was behind me or behind him, but our phone was the last phone at the front. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, Doc, everybody keep talking about that dude named Jimmy, a maniac, man. I was like, why they bring him in here if he a maniac? He was like, shh. He grabbed the phone. He was like, cause they ain't had no more space, man. He was like, man, I was like, what? He was like, yeah, the sergeant dude home. I was like, what you mean the sergeant dude home? He was like, because we was at this spot, and you know what I mean, years ago, we was at this spot, and Jimmy saved him, man. Dude tried to take him out. Dude trying to unalive him. Jimmy saved him from the dude trying to unalive him. I'm like, he saved him from an inmate trying to unalive him? He like, yeah. You know what I mean? He was like, but dude quit. He ended up start working up here. He said he rocked with Jimmy. You know, he be wanting me getting Jimmy out the hole, da-da-da-da. So he was like, he probably bringing Jimmy up here because they saying Jimmy going for parole soon. He trying to help him out so he can get out. So I'm like, still though, like bringing a maniac around people that's about to go home, y'all. I didn't like it, y'all. I didn't like it. So boom. I was trying to figure out why a maniac gotta be in our block. Like I ain't get it. I was like, why they got a maniac in our block, man? But still though, man, he's in here. There's nothing we can do about it, man. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like, dude in the block. So it was like, he did everything. Like, I guess they broke down to him about as far as what this was, as far as what he gotta do, how everything gonna be ran, like how he gotta move, things that he's gonna have to try to stay out the way and accomplish. Like, I guess they gave him the whole blueprint along with the sergeant. The sergeant probably gave him the blueprint, but it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter, man. But they gave him the whole blueprint. So I already seen kind of like, you know, the next day when I seen him, like you could tell somebody that's a psycho. I done been around old head psychos. Man. Like, those are the worst, to be honest with y'all, man, because they super dangerous. So like, he's giving off the I'm just quiet and observative type of thing in a pod. You know what I mean? Like, we working out every now and then. I'll see him look around. You know, I ain't trying to make contact with him at all because my predator radar detector went bananas. So like, I ain't trying to make eye contact with this man at all. But at the same time though, like, he's in the joint, man. So I see him kind of like just looking around, trying to see what's going on. Every now and then you'll see a different old head go up to him, show him some paperwork, I guess giving him the game as far as what he's supposed to be doing. So he looked like he was listening up, and he was listening, man. And you know, like I guess he was gonna try to like put his best foot forward finally, man, like at the end of the day, man. But like, still though, man, like, in the eyes of a psycho, man, I looked at him, man, and I saw it though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you would see him, like, I told y'all, like, it looked like he was observing the pod. It looked like he just was kind of like, you know what I mean, like, you know, you knew in the block or whatever the case, man. But that wasn't it, man, because my scan didn't tell me wrong, man. That man was looking at the pod like this was Candyland. That's what he was doing. He was looking at it like he struck, like this is the best favor that the sergeant could have done for him, man. Because I'm telling you, that man was looking around, and he was looking like a freaking cyborg when I saw him, man. Y'all think it was just, he was observing like I was telling y'all. No, he was just not observing, man. He was scanning that joint, man, like a real predator. That's word. His predator instinct came out, and he couldn't control his eyes. I read his eyes, y'all. I promise y'all, he could not hide, man. I read the man's eyes. That man was out in the park like this.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.